Yeah.
We in this righteous war.
Righteous war, I'm riding with my sword. I'm dying for the Lord. If I'm dying, then I'm dying for the Lord.
It's a righteous war, and I'm riding with my sword. I'm dying, then I'm dying for the Lord. The Lord, my life is yours. My life is yours. My life is yours. My life is yours. It's a righteous war, and I'm riding with my sword. If I'm dying, then I'm dying for the Lord. My life is yours. My life is yours. My life is yours. My life is yours. Purple camo, Rambo on my shoulder blade. Teflon ammo, Kevlar panels on my motorcade. War with Hades till they lay me in the soldier's grave. Hello, Purple Heart medal on my whole brigade. And a man with no ambition makes the coldest slave. Them mental prisons leave you sitting up in an open cage. Feel like I've risen to my chosen age. One of the best when I was drunk, y'all show can't see me in my sober face. My soul is saved, path to success, golden paved. They know we paid, the more they hated us, the more we made. We in the dough just like a police raid. Wanna know how real it is? Sin is killing kids like Roe v. Wade. Blessed Yah, I came to testify, I know he saves. They see my love for God, it justifies my holy rage. These devils soft as flowers, you bled on the cross for hours. I stay on my Austin Powers. Oh, behave. It's a righteous war, and I'm riding with my sword. If I'm dying, then I'm dying for the Lord. The Lord, my life is yours. My life is yours. My life is yours. My life is yours. It's a righteous war, and I'm riding with my sword. If I'm dying, then I'm dying for the Lord. My life is yours. My life is yours. My life is yours. My life is yours. Homie, I really mean it when I say I'm crucified with Christ. Cause you can't truly live until you lose your life. I battle cry for my Adonai, and I gladly die, I won't pacify. If I go before that rapture ride, I will be done, I ain't asking why. Crack the sky, tell my fam I love him dearly. I tried my hardest clearly, but that's the path he chose to steer me, and there's no regrets. I hit them sets and show the love of Jesus. So remember me as a man of God in love with Jesus. So many broken pieces and shattered dreams where I'm from. I traded them beams on my gun for these beams from the sun. The same Christ that then hung, breathe this life in my lungs. I'll praise to Yahweh and to Yeshua, the righteous son. No one's righteous, not one, but his blood can cover yours. So hop up on this winning team like teams on hoverboards. Homie, the choice is yours. We in this righteous war. So I advise you grab your sword and hearken to the Lord. It's a righteous war, and I'm riding with my sword. If I'm dying, then I'm dying for the Lord. The Lord, my life is yours. My life is yours. Come on. My life is yours, my life is yours, righteous war, and I'm riding with my sword. If I'm dying, then I'm dying for the Lord. My life is yours, my life is yours, my life is yours, my life is yours. For real, this concrete's in my veins, man, so I bless the streets. The strong survive where I reside, so we test the weak. My heart stretches deep, so I don't stress defeat. If I get killed, just lay me on my shield and put my flesh to sleep. Turn to Christ, eternal life awaits a faithful soldier. The wait is over, well done my son, let's praise Jehovah. I hope I made my quota, fulfilled your will. We light it up, even though life's as rough as Brillo feel. Take me to the afterlife, cause I sacrificed it all for the team. My only concern was being worthy when I served the king. God's word will clean the imperfect things like turpentine. No noise in my tummy, my money, purple grain. We stack it high, stash supplies to fund the war. You ain't no leopard, what you stepping up in this jungle for? Being Christian's my addiction, I'm riding for it. I'm a slave to my convictions, I'll die to show it. It's a righteous war, and I'm riding with my sword. If I'm dying, then I'm dying for the Lord. The Lord, my life is yours. My life is yours. My life is yours, my life is yours. It's a righteous war, and I'm riding with my sword. If I'm dying, then I'm dying for the Lord. My life is yours. My life is yours. My life is yours. My life is yours.
I just started a job last week. This is my second week on the job. Do you know how hard it is to get off of work on your second week? I had to tell them I was going to the restroom. This sure is hot in Texas. I mean, it's hot in DC, but y'all got like a different kind of heat here. When I stopped off the plane, I said, Lord, have mercy. I started repenting for things I ain't even done. I was like, I got to lose weight. But I've been on this weight loss journey, and I've lost like 70 pounds in like the last year. Now, I gained back 80. But I'm working on it. So, traveling up and down and stuff was like, you know what, even when I got on the plane, I'm trying to be discreet. And I'm like, this little thing is a little snug. And I'm trying to tell her, I'm like, I think I need one of those extended things. And she was like, what'd you say, honey? I said, I need one of those extended things. And she was like, oh, seat 27A can't fit the seatbelt. I was like, they won't embarrass me when I get back.
I'm here with my special guest, comedian, evangelist, minister, usher, pew pit sitter, Tanya Lewis. Give it up for her, people.
I took the money, I counted the money. I did everything.
You take the money.
And it was my daddy church. No, I
was actually going to ask, was it your daddy?
Yeah, my daddy church. So you know, I had to do that. I had to lead testimony. I had to give a testimony.
Yeah.
I'm like, yes. So
your daddy a preacher.
Yes.
So what's that like? Explain that to me.
Being a pastor kid?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
My mom wasn't a pastor, but she was like one of the in-house ministers, and so, you know, you spend a lot of time in church, and I don't know about you, but me personally, for a little bit, I kind of resented church. It's just like, you see how people are, you see how they treat your family or other people and stuff. So, but you still gotta go because they gonna make you go. So, is that the same with you?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in church Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I mean, I grew up in church so much, and you do see a lot of stuff behind the scenes. But
We
you like, oh,
did Sunday,
I don't want to go to
Wednesday.
church. No, we went every
We did
day.
Sunday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. She went every day.
Every day. You know how they say every day is everyday church? You know how they say every day is Sunday?
Every day.
And that every day was Sunday. Every day was Sunday. Yeah.
See, that's what Lionel Richie was talking about. Easy like Sunday morning. Every day is easy.
So when I got on my own, where I could make my own decision, I ain't go to church.
I ain't gonna lie.
14 years.
Well, I ain't do that. When I went away to college, I went away to Pittsburgh for a little bit. Man, for 2 years, none for me.
Well, you know, 7 is the year completion.
Amen.
So I served 2 terms of being complete. I was done.
You
I ain't
2
want to I ain't want to
terms.
usher. I ain't want to do nothing. So that's what happened to me. But I'm back now.
So what brought you back?
Oh, Lord have mercy. When I was on the dancing ministry, I started my own ministry. I used to go to the club.
Oh, yeah.
My dad used to always prophesy. He's like, you going to come back in. You going to come back. I was like, well, I was enjoying what I was doing, so I ain't gonna lie.
Wait, was this like pole dancing? Or
no, I ain't never pole dancing.
Okay.
Although that was on my vision board one time. I picked up a little weight. Yeah, but nah, I wasn't no stripper.
Man, you still be good?
No, don't encourage me, because I just got laid off.
Hey, look. Hey, look.
You got a t-shirt for that?
Hey, look, I'm trying to tell
I'm
people.
so Lord, I'm trusting you.
I was jobless since August, and I was telling people, look, man, I'm about to hit the pole, Joe. I got my little dance and everything.
It's been 3 weeks.
You want to see it?
It's been, you know,
You want to see what that? It goes like this. So,
what you got?
ready?
Go ahead. No, you better trust in the Lord, cause
Hey, hold up. Now you don't think that won't win nothing?
No, I ain't gonna
You
win
don't think that won't pay a month or two of rent?
I mean, maybe I'm half a month. I mean,
Yeah.
half a month. I mean,
A little probation.
I may PayPal you $500.
Little probation. PayPal me. Hey, so when you PayPal me though, that's only gonna be like $3.
Oh yeah, but you know they gotta get that fee. No, I got money in my PayPal.
Alright, well I'm gonna just stick to this then though. So aside from the job then, What's been going on?
Well, it's only been.
I mean, if you want to talk about that too, that's fine. Like, how you feeling during this process? Or
Oh my God. Okay, well let me tell
a
you.
lot of people jobless out here.
Yeah, it is, but it hasn't. It's not the first time. I got laid off before, and it took the layoff for me to write my book and actually do comedy. So, and it's like I heard God tell me I'm about to bring you off your job soon. And I'm like, no, I just got this job. I just got the job last July, and I'm like, I just get this job, and you gonna bring me off my job. So it's like I knew, so I went in surprised. But you know how God ever, he talk to you, you hear him?
Hey, somebody once told me that, I mean, it's, you know, normal church sayings or whatever, like God's way ain't our way, or like his normal ain't what we think is normal. So like we sometimes get ourselves into predicaments because we don't listen to him. So in your instance, you probably like, hey, new job, good job. Hey, Lord, you talking about get off the job? What? So, you know, sometimes like we our own hindrance, and we just gotta really learn. Like if we say we believers and all that stuff, we really gotta learn to hear that voice and not only just hear it, but then act on it. So I mean, maybe that was, you know, hey, you ain't listen, but
Yeah,
not this time, but the first time.
I mean, yeah, I believe that. Then a lot of times we ask God to do stuff, and I tell him like, all right, I'm going to work. I thought like once I go to work, everything will be okay. But it taught me to really trust God, because I remember the time like I ain't had no money. God was like, go here, and this was provided. Go ahead, this provided. So that whole process, that really like, if I ain't believe in God, I believed in God that time. When you broke and they ain't got no money, it's like, all right, God,
Do
you
you
this.
remember any of them places that he told you to go?
Yeah.
Because brother just strapped.
One
right
was
now.
in Woodbridge, and
Woodbridge.
I ran into some pastors under my pastors, and they was like, "You want something to eat?" And I was like, "Do I want something to eat?" And they blessed me and got me some food. I went to some gas station. They done filled up my gas. I mean, I went on all the church conferences, and people would be like, "How you go to the conference? Why you look good?" Even my stylist, excuse my hair today, had to rush from under the dryer and get here, but I don't always look like this. You don't look like what you've been through. Right now, I do.
Hey, if you don't know, hey, she told a joke once. It's called Lies That Christians Say. And that was one of the joints. You don't look like what you've been through. Yes, you do.
And right now, I do.
every
week. I mean, I'm coming straight from under the dryer. And I told her, I was like, look, I got to go. And I walked outside, right, and I called. I was like, okay, I'm going. You're not a Christian. They be like, I'm 5 minutes away and stuff. So I'm like, I'm in route. So I'm sitting here like,
black people.
Black people too, you know, black Christians. So, I had to text her when I was on 95. She was like, I'm ready for you. I was like, girl, I'm at 95 to the thing. So I told her I'll be back tomorrow to finish my process. So.
Hey, what's
work
her
with me,
name?
work with me. Gigi, I'm sorry.
Hey, Gigi, man, you gotta do that joint tonight. She's not coming back tomorrow. She coming back tonight. And see, you just got promoted, so you definitely got to hook up tonight. Okay.
20% off.
20%. Look, and 10% for me. Tip. Go ahead and do it. I'm gonna look. I'll promote you. I help you out.
So now that I'm not working, I mean, I wanted to cry the first day, but it's like I already knew, so like I can't trip out. But God would not let me cry. I'm sitting here going like, man, and then it hit me like the third day, like, man, you ain't going. And I wanted to find somebody to be like, say something, be at my little pity party with me. And my friend told me, you know, God is on his job. He's at work working on your behalf. And I'm like, he ain't even got a job. He at work. I ain't with it. I don't got mad with him. I got mad with him. Like, oh, they ain't making me feel better. I want somebody to say, go on up on that job, show out. But it worked out.
To me that day.
Yeah. And you know what? Whatever, and I don't know why, like if I would listen to somebody about healing and pray for them, then the enemy will try to attack me with that. So I prayed for you to get a job, and I got laid off 2 weeks later. Don't call me no more. Pray for yourself. You working?
I got a temp job, so.
Oh, so you all right? Well, I know it's going to be all right. So my prayer's working. The Lord's been here for me.
My 60 days coming to an end. Look, we actually talked about it. Oh yeah, I ain't worried about it. Hey, funny thing was, I actually got a job offer from a job that I interviewed like back in December, and it was like one of them contingent things. So they hit me up yesterday, Monday, and told me I got it. So I'm a little leery about it though. But you know, it's coming in due time because you talking about a couple weeks, man.
Yeah,
I'm talking about August.
Oh, okay.
And bro got a 3-year-old. You know, like it's just like you know things getting tight. But like you said, I really feel like he was trying to show me something. Like prior to that, it's funny because the job that I got off was actually, I was making the most money I ever made. I was working at Booz Allen for like 6 years, and I left Booz in March and took that joint. Made the most money I've ever made. And it's just like, you know, not saying that this was what was happening, but you could feel yourself. Like money just make you feel like you can do things. It's like, and when you feel like you can do things, it go away from he can do things. And so just everything that happened, I never had, look, not making the money. I ain't even had the issues that I had at the new job that I had at Booz. Not making money. So I did learn that. I feel like it was a mindset. It was my mindset. I was starting to lose it. I wasn't doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Or I'm just like, oh yeah, I can take care of this. Like the fact that I actually had 3 months savings, which was crazy. If that would have happened to me a year prior, that wouldn't have been the case. So it just go back to, oh, you got it, so you think it's all about you. So, you know, sometimes we gotta learn things. And, you know, it's been trying, but, you know, I had my good days, I had my bad days. But, you know.
You know, we're going to get tested, especially if you said we're going to stand on it. Cause it was
Like,
I had a bipolar praise one day. It was like, man, I ain't got no job. And then somebody get an email, I want to book you. And I'm like, shoot, I'm a comedian. Why am I making people laugh? You ain't got time to go there crying and stuff.
You a comedian, right?
Yeah, but I ain't found nothing funny
No,
enough.
this is what I'm saying. Because that's my question. You a comedian. You know, I was getting, because, you know, I'm Mr. Victory or nothing. You know what I'm saying? And you check all my Facebook and all my social media, it's always a lot of encouragement. It's always a lot of, man, you got victory in this situation, this and that. So, whereas in you probably getting laughs and stuff, people's like, but you Mr. Victory or nothing. You can't say that. It's like we ain't supposed to have these feelings or things of that nature. So, being a comedian and being in a tough situation like you in, is it hard to try to see the funny in things, or is it hard to make yourself laugh or make anybody else laugh?
And that's the thing that God is dealing with. Like, I find something funny in everything. So even in the midst of the layoff, I found something funny about it. I'm able to minister that to somebody else and make them laugh. I don't think it's funny at the time, but it ministers to somebody else, which we go through things for other people, not ourselves. So I know it's a blessing on reap somehow. I ain't going through this for nothing. In the midst of being laid off, that has pushed me to write my first screenplay, so I ain't sitting at home doing nothing.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah, I got a lot of stuff. All the stuff I went through, I ain't gonna be sitting there doing nothing, be crying. I'm not gonna, it's gonna be based off of my book, and just about how people, they go through things and how to reach out to people. They don't know how to overcome them. So just a whole bunch of different things. Come to the play. Come to the play.
And for those who don't know, what's the name of your book?
My book is Restored. And it took me to get laid off for me to write that. So sometimes it takes things to happen. God will have you do stuff while you're working and you don't do it. And then it's like, okay, you laid off. I ain't had no choice but to write. All right, you got my attention, Lord. So,
where can they find Restored? Where can I find Restored?
I got a copy in my trunk.
Oh yeah.
But they can go to my website, which is www.anointedtolaugh.com. Anointed is with one N, because a lot of people, y'all saints be doubly anointed. Y'all try to put 2 on there, 2 N's, and then it's with the number 2. So it's anointedtolaugh.com.
All right, we're going to be right back. Vessel TV. Tanya Lewis, Mr. Victor or Nothing. Welcome back to Vessel TV. Your host Marcus here with comedian Tanya Lewis. Follow us on IG, Vessel TV 2016, or you can hit us up on our email, vesselradio@gmail.com. Vessel Radio, Vessel TV, we everywhere. Come check us out, find us, send us questions, comments. We're checking them out. We'll answer to you. When we left, you mentioned
What was nobody looking for Vessel TV? On that plug, you done gave out. Find us over here, find us over there.
We just letting you know that we everywhere. Look, I'm Mr. Victory everywhere. So we gotta be everywhere too. Shout out to Best for Radio. Shout out to Best for TV. Shout out to the architect, Elect the Plug. You know what I'm saying? Who put all of this together. But when we left, you talked about the play. I want to touch on the play a little bit. Give me more about the play. What's the play about? What's it stem from?
Okay. Well, the play is a spin-off off of my book, which is Restored. So it deals with lifestyle. It deals with homelessness, weed addiction, strongholds, a little bit of everything. And being a pastor's child, growing up in foster care, abandonment, rejection, you name it, it deals with a lot of that.
So, how does somebody who's done drugs, been in foster care, abandonment, being a preacher's kid, how do you get into comedy? Like, because none of those are funny situations. Okay. How do you get the strength, the energy, the mustard, to the perseverance to come out of all of that and have the gift of making people laugh?
Well, let's back it up for a minute. When you said being on drugs, I want in love with the cocoa. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I smoke some weed.
I mean, hey,
but it is a drug. I'm just saying, I ain't what the people think I was smoking.
They told us marijuana is a gateway drug.
Oh, I thought you were going to say gateway to heaven. I'm about to say. Oh, but I smoked some weed. That was
there's a gateway to heaven. There's a lot of people that's
just weed. I'm just saying, it was just some weed.
I ain't mean to make her say like she was Nino out here.
I'm just making sure. But I mean, to take the problem off of myself, I was always the class clown. So instead of dealing with my problems, I hurry up, twist it, and it was like a natural thing. It ain't like I did it on purpose. And how I started doing comedy, I saw this advertisement, it was like, showcase your Christian talent. And I heard God, like, with somebody behind me, it was like, tell me you're a Christian comedian. And I'm like, you got me lying? Really? I'm trying to be a Christian right there. You want to tell me I'm a Christian comedian? So I'm over here like, all right, you got me lying. I'm a Christian comedian. So 2 weeks later, I got a response back, and it was a lady from my church. And I'm like, oh my God, my church. I'm like, man, all the people go to my church, they're going to be like, I ain't funny, they're going to talk about me. Oh man, how I get out of this? She's like, I'm looking for a Christian comedian. I'm like, I'm a Christian comedian, I got this. So God gave me my first theme. He's like, my first title of my show, Fit for the Kingdom. And I'm like, Fit for the Kingdom? I'm a big girl, you were talking about being fit for the kingdom.
I'm about to say, I can't do that.
So,
there's nothing fit or kingdom about me.
Even the day of the show, my friends was like, we ain't coming. I'm like, y'all always told me I should be a comedian, y'all ain't coming. So I get there, and I get into the place. And we got the deacon from the church, the usher from the church. My whole church is there. I'm like, my name is in lights. They tell me Christian comedian Tanya. I'm like, oh God.
Hey,
if you make me look like a fool, I ain't gonna get back up here.
What's that like to see your name in lights?
I mean, the first time I was like, oh my gosh, like, wow.
Did you cry?
I was so nervous. I cried. I mean, I was like, oh my God.
Glory tale,
I mean, I was sitting over there. I was like, oh my God. My friends out in the audience, they were taking pictures. I'm like, man, I thought I was in Hollywood for a minute until they announced my name. But they put some music on, and then that spirit came back. You know, I used to have my own dance ministry, so the music came on. I went out there. I was like, oh, I forgot where I was at for a minute. And then after that, I was like, look. And that's why I think God is a natural gift. I once the music stopped and I did all this, and I was like, all my friends told me I should do comedy. I mean, I done told some jokes at Denny's, IHOPs, and all this. And then I started looking at the people in the audience that I went to church with and all this, and I just went, and I got a standing ovation my first show. And I was like, man, I ain't never doing this again. So when I got off the stage...
You ain't never doing it again?
Yeah.
I stayed to know.
I ain't care about no standing ovation. I was ready to get off the stage. Okay, I did it. I'm ready to go.
Nah, but that
normally
makes people...
I was like, they ain't mean nothing to me at the time.
Confidence.
So,
young Simba.
This was my first time on stage. And so, my friend was looking at me. She's like, you did it. And I'm like, and so this lady in the audience, right, she was like, I want to book you for another show and I want to pay you. I said, money? And she said, yeah, I'm going to pay you money. I'm going to give you $500. I said, oh yes, Lord. This is it for me.
Sign me up. Sign me up.
Write my name. And so, second show, I'm talking about my stomach was in that. Both of them. I mean, I was sitting here like, oh, no, I ain't doing this. People laughing, can't stand up. I'm like, oh, shucks now. All right, so somebody booked me for the third one. I'm like, what? So they kept booking me and they kept, y'all won't give me money? And so I started writing for Mr. Brown's comedy page on Facebook. God eventually led me from that, and I eventually started my own fan page, and it's been on and popping since.
On and popping since. So what's the next step?
That's a good question.
What'd you ask?
Do you eventually want to do comedy all your life? I mean, I want to be like 70 years old and doing comedy. I think it's a natural gift, which funny will always be in me, but I do want to do my first play. I eventually want to film it. So I think every person starts off being a comedian, but I think God is like tricking me into ministry. I get a lot of people telling me, God call you to be a pastor. I'm like, he got the wrong number.
Yeah.
But I do consider it a ministry for me. I don't do it. I mean, the money is good, and I ain't saying I ain't doing it for the money. I mean, but I do it to reach people. I can take what I go through and make it funny. So God will give you a gift to advance the kingdom as well as make you wealthy. So I thank God for both.
So what is the ministry satisfaction that you get from it?
Having somebody coming to me like, oh my God, I wanted to kill myself. I had somebody inbox me. She wanted to kill herself, and she inboxed me. I'm like, a comedian? Who thinks to inbox a comedian?
She wanted to kill herself.
She said, I'm gonna kill myself. And she was like, can you call me? And I'm like, all right. And she called me, and I had her cracking up, and she didn't want to kill herself.
That's a set of your life right there.
And I'm like, oh my God.
I gotta say something to end this.
Right? I'm like, oh, what am I gonna say? And then she's like, she want to fast, and God told me to fast again with her. Now I'm just coming off a 30-day fast at my church, and then God like fast with her, and I'm like, I just came off for 30 days. I mean, when she started hers, I tell her what to do, but he's like fast with her. And I'm like, oh, this is it. I said, God told me to fast with you. And she was just so excited, and that was like a fulfillment. When people come out and they be like, I was going through this, I was going through that, but it's something you said that made me want to go on. So that's like fulfillment for me. You gonna have me over here crying.
You got like a scenario, or like what's something, not is there a theme, but what's the one thing I guess you hear the most from people in those type of situations? Not necessarily wanting to kill themselves, but what is it that you hear the most that you feel like you're able to help people with?
I would say I reach a lot of plus size people, men, women, who lack confidence in themselves. So people will reach out. I feel low, and I have low self-esteem, but I look at how you carry yourself and how you can make a joke about it, and then they like turn their whole way. Well, hey, I can look at myself, and I said, you got to see God you got to see yourself the way that God sees you. I mean, we can change a lot of things, and they always say if you don't like something about yourself, change it. I mean, like yesterday, it was like I know I'm a plus size, but yesterday it like hit me for the first time, like, all right, what's going on?
You know what's funny? And we vessel TV, and we Christian based, but J. Cole got that song out right now, and it's just funny. I just thought about it when you said that. He was like, "It's no such thing as a life that's better than yours." He was just like, "It's always gonna be a better car. It's always gonna be a bigger house." So when you say it like, we could dress you up, or we could do this, or we do that, it really is like, it's gotta come from within. Mm-hmm. And it's not something that, yeah, you gotta have self-love, but that love that really gonna sustain people, like, that's the love of Jesus. And it's like, people really need to know that. So how do you put that love of Jesus on people?
I definitely agree with that, because this time where I like had some hard stuff happen to me, and I mean, like 10 minutes before the show, I'm running back like, man, this is, I can't do this. For instance, when my kids went to stay with their dad, I'm like, I don't see nothing funny in this. I mean, I'm going home broken up at night. I'm crying every single night. Then when I get on stage, it definitely has to be anointed. Anointed makes the difference. That one minute you can be crying, then you get out here, and then all these people are laughing and being delivered from it. So definitely that. Okay, I just started crying. What was your question again?
Okay.
So you said, well,
how do you assist people in understanding and gaining that love, that not just self-love, but like the love of Jesus Christ? Because I would think that it kind of coincides with what you do, like just making people laugh and stuff too.
Yeah, I would say a lot of it from the material, I say, definitely from a life that you live as well. There is no love. People can be in relationships and be in different things and think that's love. But for me, it was like, man, I'm sitting here looking for love in this place and this place. But until I had like a first encounter with Jesus, and you know how, I mean, people that have smoked weed and got high and you think you feel good, but when you have that, like, get in the presence of God, I mean, because there's times where I felt God on me and I'm sitting in church like, wow, it's like unbelievable. So everybody has to have that encounter for themselves.
You remember the first time that you felt God or you heard God's voice, or you remember what that was like?
Oh,
what
yeah. Oh my God, let me tell you. My first time I went back to church. Okay, the reason I went to church, okay, this lady, she witnessed to me on my son's football field. I'll never forget. And it's in my book. And she like, when you come to church, I wanted to shut this lady up. So I told her 2 weeks. Let me tell you, that Saturday before the 2 weeks, I got so high, I was like, I ended up in the hospital just like you having an anxiety attack. I was like, God, if you deliver me from this, I will never do it again. So I went to church, smoked that morning, and the lady looked at me, she was like, you never gonna smoke again. I'm like, oh man, I smell like weed. Oh God, tell her my business, which one is it? And I went up there and I was like, God, you take this from me, I'll never do it again. I went home and flushed everything. I told my friend, I was like, I'm done. She's like, girl, you just had some bad stuff. I said, I'm done. I got delivered just like that. I ain't smoked nothing, I ain't look at nothing, none of that.
And you wanna know something funny? It's just crazy that I feel a lot of similarities between us. It's funny. The first time after being an adult, going back to church, it's crazy. And I'm saying this just because we're talking about this, like, you have to go through things to really, it's like sometimes you really gotta be broken over that. Without saying any names, you know, because I'm always getting people's information, so I'm gonna share a little bit. I was dealing with a young lady in Woodbridge, ironically. That's the funny thing. I'm dealing with a young lady, and
One beat, one time ago.
yeah, it was long time ago. And yo, she was messing with her accent. Man, anybody can say whatever they want. Like, you getting your feelings over them. And I remember having this young lady. I'm being transparent. I remember having this young lady in my car, driving down I-95, gun under my seat, like, tell me where this dude at, I'm gonna kill him. I'm sick of you and him and this ain't me. Long story short, it's a set of twins that went to Mason with me. Their father's actually my bishop. Shout out to Bishop Jacobs. I swear, Rozzy and Jossie, every day, every time they see me on Mason, I transferred to Mason. Every time they would see me, Marcus, you coming to church? You coming to church this Sunday? Like you was just saying, you coming to church this? I swear, I would see them, maybe see them 40 minutes later. Marcus, you coming to church? Coming to church this Sunday? Driving down I-95, and I just hear, I feel like God used their voice. I just heard their voice. Marcus, you coming to church this Sunday? This is a Saturday. Marcus, you coming to church this Sunday? And I just like, you know, the little glory tear was rolling down my eye, the Denzel joint, rolling down my eye. I pulled over. She was screaming, whatever. I let her out the car. Let her out on 95. Like, that was messed up, but let her out on 95. That was the best thing to do. Otherwise, I was going to do something stupid. I would ruin my life. Drove off. Went to the next exit. I was like, man, I ain't going to leave her on the side of the road. Went back around, went the long way back. But she was gone. But next day, I went to church. And that man, Bishop Jacobs, spoke something to me. And like, I mean, I fell off a couple weeks or so here and there, but I've been going ever since. That was like 13 years ago. So it's just crazy how we'd be in our lowest, darkest places, and then that's when we get the revelation. So we'll be right back. She crying. I'm just like, oh, I done broke the comedian.
Ministry over industry, the vessel. Ministry over industry, the vessel. Ministry over industry, the vessel. Longing for the truth, till I heard the good news. The Savior took my place. A God died so I can be saved, and that's grace. The King from heaven, no longer in the grave, and that's great. But wait, he now lives so that I can live to share my faith. An earthen vessel with the spirit in my temple. Music for my mental as my heart transformed by his love. So sentimental. Life beats your body. It's like a drum. I like the blood in